What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going absolutely bonkers, diving headfirst into the insane world of the richest kids on the planet. You know, those lucky ducks who were basically born with platinum spoons in their mouths. We're talking private jets, yachts the size of small cities, and garages that look like they belong in a Fast and Furious movie. You guys ready to be blown away? Let's do it. We're talking about kids who spend more on a shopping spree than most of us make in a year. And trust me, these aren't your average teenagers. We're talking about kids who get bored and buy islands, who have closets full of designer clothes they'll probably only wear once. It's absolutely wild, and I know you guys are going to freak out when you see how the other half lives. So buckle up, grab your snacks, and get ready to be amazed, because we're about to take you on a wild ride through the lives of the richest kids in the world. You won't believe your eyes. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the extravagant lives of the world's richest kids and how they spend their daddy's money. You won't believe some of the things they buy. Okay, first up, we gotta talk about the cars, right? I mean, what's the point of being ridiculously rich if you can't cruise around in style? These kids take it to a whole other level. Forget about your average BMWs and Mercedes. We're talking about limited edition supercars with price tags that'll make your jaw drop. We're talking about cars so rare, you've probably never even heard of them. Imagine a Lamborghini Veneno, one of the most expensive production cars ever made, just casually parked in their driveway. Or how about a Bugatti Chiron, a car that can go from 0 to 60 faster than you can say daddy's money? Yeah, these kids aren't messing around. And it's not just about owning one or two of these bad boys. Oh no, these kids have entire garages filled with more cars than a dealership. We're talking Ferraris, McLarens, Aston Martins, you name it, they probably own it. And they're not afraid to show them off either. Imagine scrolling through Instagram and seeing a 16-year-old posing in front of their brand new, custom-painted Pagani Huayra. I mean, come on, that's just not fair. But hey, that's the life of a rich kid, right? But it gets even crazier. Some of these kids have cars that are older than they are. We're talking vintage Ferraris, classic Rolls Royces, cars that are worth more than a small mansion. It's like they're driving around in museums on wheels. And you know what the craziest part is? Most of these kids probably haven't even gotten their driver's licenses yet. They have chauffeurs driving them around in these insane cars. Can you imagine being driven to school in a Lamborghini? Talk about arriving in style. But it's not just about the cars themselves, it's about the lifestyle that comes with them. These kids are regulars at exclusive car shows and races, rubbing shoulders with celebrities and other wealthy car enthusiasts. They're living the dream, and they're doing it in serious style. So yeah, the next time you see a fancy car on the street, just remember there's a good chance it belongs to a teenager who's probably still on their parents' cell phone plan. It's enough to make you laugh and cry at the same time, right? Alright guys, buckle up, because we're about to take off into the wild world of private jets and yachts. And let me tell you, these kids aren't flying coach. They're soaring through the skies in their own personal luxury liners, and they're sailing the seas on yachts that are bigger than most houses. Forget about cramped seats and airport security lines. These kids are stepping onto private jets that are basically flying mansions. We're talking plush leather seats, king-size beds, full-service bars, and entertainment systems that would make a movie theater jealous. Imagine jetting off to a private island for the weekend, sipping on champagne at 30,000 feet and not having to worry about a single thing. That's the reality for these kids, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. And then there are the yachts. Oh man, the yachts. We're not talking about your average little sailboats here. We're talking about massive, multi-million-dollar super yachts that are basically floating palaces. These yachts have everything you could possibly imagine. Swimming pools, helipads, movie theaters, gyms, spas. You name it, they've got it. Some of them even have submarines. I mean, come on, who needs a submarine on their yacht? Apparently these kids do. They're throwing parties on these yachts that would make Gatsby jealous, with celebrity guests, endless champagne, and enough caviar to feed a small country. It's like something out of a movie, but it's real life for these kids. And the best part? They get to travel the world in style, hopping from one exotic location to another without a care in the world. They're swimming in the Mediterranean one day, sunbathing in the Caribbean the next. It's enough to make you want to trade lives with them, right? But hey, at least we can live vicariously through them, right? Just imagine the Instagram stories, the turquoise waters, the stunning sunsets, the endless parties. It's a tough life, but someone's got to live it, right? Okay, let's talk fashion, people. Because when you're a kid with unlimited funds, you better believe your wardrobe is going to be next level. These kids aren't shopping at the mall, they're rocking designer clothes and accessories that cost more than most people's cars. We're talking about walking down the street in a $10,000 Gucci jacket like it's no big deal, or casually slinging a $50,000 Hermes Birkin bag over their shoulder. These kids are decked out in the latest and greatest from head to toe, and they spare no expense. Imagine having a closet the size of a small apartment filled with racks upon racks of designer clothes. We're talking Chanel, Dior, Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, you name it, they've got it. And it's not just a few pieces here and there, we're talking entire collections. And the shoes. Don't even get me started on the shoes. They've got more sneakers than a Foot Locker, from limited edition Jordans to rare Yeezys. And let's not forget about the designer heels, the ones that cost more than a month's rent. But it's not just about the clothes themselves, it's about the exclusivity. These kids are rocking pieces that most people can only dream of owning. They're sitting front row at fashion shows, rubbing shoulders with designers and models. They're trendsetters, and they know it. And you know what the craziest part is? They'll probably only wear these outfits once or twice before they're on to the next big thing. It's a revolving door of designer clothes, and it's absolutely mind-boggling. But hey, if you've got it, flaunt it, right? Alright guys, get ready to party, because we're about to dive into the world of lavish parties and events, rich kid style. And let me tell you, these kids know how to throw a bash that would make even the most seasoned party animal jealous. We're not talking about your average backyard barbecues here. We're talking about blowout bashes with guest lists longer than a CVS receipt. Imagine renting out entire islands for a private concert featuring their favorite artists. Or how about shutting down Disneyland for a private birthday party? Yeah, these kids aren't messing around. And the decorations? Forget about streamers and balloons. We're talking ice sculptures, elaborate flower arrangements that cost more than a semester of college, and enough champagne to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And the food? Forget about chips and dip. We're talking gourmet meals prepared by Michelin star chefs, flown in from all over the world. They've got caviar bars, sushi stations, and dessert buffets that are longer than your average grocery store aisle. And let's not forget about the entertainment. We're talking about private performances by A-list musicians, celebrity DJs spinning tracks all night long, and enough pyrotechnics to rival a 4th of July celebration. These parties are legendary, the kind of events that people talk about for years to come. They're a whirlwind of extravagance and excess, and they perfectly capture the over-the-top lifestyle of the world's richest kids. Alright guys, get ready to be amazed because we're about to explore the world of expensive hobbies and interests rich kid style. And let me tell you, these kids don't just collect stamps or play video games in their spare time. They're into some seriously high-end stuff that'll make your jaw drop. We're talking about hobbies that cost more than most people's houses. Activities that are so exclusive, most of us can only dream of experiencing them. Take, for instance, owning a racehorse, and not just any racehorse, but a prize-winning thoroughbred with a lineage that's longer than your arm. These kids are spending millions of dollars on these horses, and that's before you even factor in the cost of training, stabling, and entering them in prestigious races around the world. Or how about collecting rare art? We're not talking about picking up a poster at a flea market, we're talking about owning original Picassos, Warhols, and Monets. These kids are building art collections that would make museums jealous, and they're doing it before they're old enough to drink. And then there's space travel. Yeah, you heard that right, space travel. These kids are literally blasting off into space, experiencing zero gravity and gazing down at our planet from orbit. It's the ultimate bragging right, and it's a hobby that's only accessible to the super rich. But it's not just about the extravagant price tags. It's about the passion and the pursuit of excellence. These kids are driven to be the best, whether it's on the racetrack, in the art world, or even in space. They're constantly pushing the boundaries, and they're not afraid to dream big. So, yeah, the next time you're bored and looking for a new hobby, just remember, there's a whole world of extravagant activities out there that are reserved for the super rich. But hey, a little window shopping never hurt anyone, right? Well, there you have it, guys. A glimpse into the wild, wacky, and often unbelievable world of the richest kids on the planet. From their insane car collections to their private jets and yachts, from their designer wardrobes to their lavish parties, these kids are living a life that's straight out of a movie. It's easy to be envious of their wealth and privilege, but at the end of the day, they're just kids who were born into extraordinary circumstances. Who knows, maybe one day we'll be making videos about your crazy lives, right? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. See you next time.